Wow, I didn't have an opening gag for this one. I wonder why. All right, so stuff has changed. I added a new texture pack, which is doing some funky stuff to the water. There is a website called Vanilla Tweaks that adds a bunch of little resources to make your Minecraft experience a little different, and one of them was a clear water texture. It's interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it feels like I'm really in a big aquarium now. I also did a little bit of custom texture work myself in the form of this chicken wings elytra there. It was not hard to make at all, but I think it's funny. The texture pack seems to not like my network receiver and wireless transmitter here. I might have to change some stuff around there. It's also very laggy right here. I made the killing chamber and spawning chamber for our good friends, the Guardians, a little bit bigger. It's now centered with this thing, even though it's a square inside of a rectangle, but that's fine. We've got everything being picked up with these ender hoppers and put into chests, and they're being imported into the system. And everyone's being killed by the shield again, but stupid me didn't realize that Guardians actually spawn better and faster, and these guys too spawn faster if it's dark. So if we fly away a little bit, you can see they're spawning quite a bit faster than they were before, and if we get even further away, they're spawning a nice amount of packs, which is good because I'm actually going to turn that down just so we got less spawning here, which is good because we have 197,000 prismarine, 169,000 prismarine crystals, and then some guardian spines, and I've got a bit of fish going on here, so that's cool. I also added a drown spawner down there so I could get myself a trident. This thing has, hang on, give it a second. Oh well, this thing has breaking 4, looting, loyalty 4, and impaling 6 on it, so can't exactly be the ruler of the seas without a trident. That just doesn't make any sense. Up there, I've been fishing a little bit for some Neptune's bounties. I put this little AFK fisher here. It's real simple. You just need a source block of water, a fence gate, trapdoor, or a pressure plate trapdoor, and then a note block. And you stand here with your fishing rod. Try not to get caught in the water. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. You do this, you hold down right click, and then it fishes for you. And you set up a macro or something, and you AFK fish stuff. And I've gotten quite a bit of these Neptune's bounty because we want to make some Neptunium armor before we move into the sea. This stuff gives you, improves your underwater vision, allows you to breathe underwater, makes you weightless underwater. I really don't know what that means. It increases your swim speed, so I'm curious about this. This is made of Neptunium, and the only way to get Neptunium, I believe, is to fish for it. And so I've been getting these bounties, and they've all got some kind of loot in them. But if you break them, they just drop their stuff. So like you get them with stuff, and then they drop stuff. So I'm just gonna break all these. Holy moly! We'll be back in a second. All right, everything should have been picked up by now. Let me go ahead and turn this drown thing off. The one thing about this, the drown killer, it's very laggy. The one thing about this is that if we want to get the trident drops from them, we actually have to change the shield to do player damage. But unfortunately, as you'll start to see, well, it's faster if I make it dark. As you start to see, player damage means experience, and then it's really hard to collect the experience here because we don't have like an experience vacuum, and the shield is blocking it because it's like a force field that you can see that experience orb struggling to get up here. So really not a good idea to have this running for very long. So we'll just switch that back to generic, and these will despawn eventually. So we've got I don't know what this is. What happened? There's a lockbox here. I got a redstone. I got a book. Oh, okay. That was dumb. Oh, I also while I was fishing, I made this diamond fishing rod Because I figured diamond is better than wood. I don't know. Let's check the spoils. We've got 12 Neptunium ingots, which isn't a lot considering you need like 40 something to make a whole set. But we got at least a full set from here, minus the pants. But we got like 5 boots. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm not sure. Neptune Strike, what do you do? It's not doing... What if I... usable without mounting depending on the underwater. Increase damage against enemies. Tilt farmlands will stay moist. Interesting. That's really interesting. Huh. Enemies underwater. Makes arrows go swim in the air. Maybe worth checking out. And what's this? Increase the amount of Valhelsia. Okay, well. That's interesting. And we can also make Neptunium silent gear stuff. So that's interesting. But I need pants. And that is a set of pants. So let's take off. All right, let's do that. Let's take off this armor. Let's see what this looks like. Well, I don't have the helmet rendering. There we go. Interesting. There's a Digimon that this reminds me of. I don't remember what it's called. So let's give this armor a fair shake and not wear the Ring of Cordata to see what is it like with this underwater here. Hello, fellas. How would you like to taste my admittedly fairly weak trident? But is there not a custom trident? That seems like the first thing I would have added if I were making a mod pack. Nothing here is custom. So it gives you night vision, water breathing, and speed. So it just gives you the enchants. That's pretty interesting. So move out of the way. And now if we were to add the Ring of Cordata to this, we have Dolphin's Grace. And I honestly, I don't feel... I feel a little slower. What if I get on the ground, actually? What if I try to walk? No. I have speed too, and I feel, I think, slower without the Neptunium on. Interesting. And then if I do this, I think it overrides the speed. I don't know, maybe not. Yeah, this feels a little bit better. I don't know what the hell this was. Something tried to generate here, didn't it? Yeah, okay, this seems like a pretty reasonable speed, and this is without speed too. I think I'm okay with this. So I think we're gonna be sporting the Neptunium armor for a while, even though I'm not really crazy about this helmet. And I wish there was a better trident or like a custom one. Silent gear. Come on, Banner Buddy. You've got a bit of a temper. And you're also losing health by hitting me somehow. I don't even have thorns. I don't know. Is it because I have conduit power? Interesting. You need to... You're going to hurt yourself. What are you doing? So the reason we added the Drown farm to the Guardian farm is because I was going to do it here over this river, but the river is kind of small. And I had these mega torches buried around here somewhere, and then I lost the waypoints that I had for them. And they just... I don't know where they were anymore, so I tore up the ground, and I found some. I don't even think I found them all. So, maybe not a good idea to have a mob farm in an area that prevents mob spawning. So I just put it over there in a spawner, and that's fine. This is coming down. I guess I'll leave the rest of this here, but it's going to be that time. I don't think we can really afford to put it off any longer. I actually have to start building. Before we do that, I realized that my difficulty changed for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's because I messed with the world a little bit. Now we're back on hard. Not that it really matters. I wasn't killed anyway. I do have to enchant this armor and get some like air affinity and stuff on that. So I'm gonna work on that real quick, and then we'll get to building, I guess. All right, so I got this stuff enchanted. It doesn't have everything that my other stuff had. Like this is a lot of crap on it. I think it's because the enchanter over here doesn't like compound books. I think if I had everything split up into different books, we'd be fine. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I use a similar setup here. I might have to do some anvil splitting. But over here, we've got a mana mirror now. This is fairly simple to make. You need a terrace deal. Well, that's fine. What? Why is there... I guess some clay got caught by this guy. Our mana mirror is now bound to this mana pool, which is the dominant spark. So everything should be feeding into here. And this is going to be supplying our mana as opposed to the mana rings and tablets, because while I was flying around doing the Guardian stuff, I ran out of mana quite a bit. So now we've got a not infinite supply, but a pretty good reserve as long as this area is loaded. And we've now used this persistent bits loader, which seems to do like a 3x3 chunk radius around it. That's pretty nice. I think this is a neat little thing. It's not too hard to make either. It's just like 2 enchanting tables worth of stuff. So that's interesting. I think, though, I actually do have to go start building the stuff now. So let's set up a wireless receiver and go from there. Okay, so stuff has changed. I've torn out all the auto crafters out of here. I wanna move most of this stuff here. I don't know if this is gonna work underwater. We'll have to see about that. I'm guessing not. And then we have all these things. I don't know exactly what you can and can't place underwater. So what happens will happen, I suppose. And these, I guess, can stay here. But I can move them pretty much no problem because they're just the transmitters. As long as the receivers are there, they don't have to move because the cards are already linked to them. But anyway, let's go check out the new base. I have done a little bit of work. So remember how I said that building was boring and I didn't really like it? Well, I've spent some time building, and I was absolutely right. This sucks. Let's go on and I've not been using the Ring of Cordata because Dolphin's Grace actually makes it pretty difficult to stop moving because yeah, like I didn't have my keyboard on my I didn't have my hand on my keyboard for most of this. Like I'm still not having my hand on the keyboard. But I've got this little middle tower with the conduit. I'm not really into this. I'm going to change this out. This isn't what I really want. Let's see. Over here, I got myself a snail. I said I was going to put a snail here, and I've got a little prototype here. I think it needs to be bigger because I wanted to put a spawner in it, I think, and to fit like my blaze spawner, we're going to need a bigger snail. But this is what I got so far. Now over here is where I plan like living quarters. Hang on. That's not a trident. Over here is where I plan to have living quarters, and fun fact, these elevators, if I can get on them, they work just fine underwater. So that's pretty neat. We're gonna have my bed here. Right now it's let's see over here, it's a water bed. Over here's like where I think I'm gonna put a greenery or whatever, keep my plants and stuff. This might be the only area that actually has any air in it, unless you count the air fountain. Check it out. I wanted a water fountain, but obviously everything here is underwater. So I made the opposite of that. I made an air fountain out of shields, and it's quite amusing. It does spawn bats on occasion, but they drown. They're fine. Over here, we got the machinery. I started moving some stuff in. I think this should be already ready. Unfortunately, I tried moving these. Damn it. I tried moving these. Oh my god, it's really difficult to move around here with how fast we move. I tried moving these over here with the cardboard boxes, but that just voided whatever was in here. So I have to remake a bunch of these recipes. Hey guy, I don't know what you're doing here. I don't really care about all that. Over here, I think is where we're going to put mass storage. I've been experimenting with like shapes of buildings. I don't think anything here is perfectly straight. I've been going a little unusual. I don't know exactly if I want everything plugged here. I think the philosophy around here is wherever you think there should be windows, there should just be holes, because it doesn't matter, because we're underwater. It's not like we're trying to keep the bugs out or anything. You can see dotted around here my little sort of imitation coral structures. I don't think we're probably going to beat the regular Minecraft corals, so probably going to have to get some of those in here. And Oh, what else? This is interesting. I don't know what these guys are doing. What are you guys? Oh no, now they're running. And last but not least, we've got our little Britannia boat, which this is just a little placeholder. I'm going to try to move the entire boat here. Probably shouldn't be too difficult with the builder if I just copy that and placed it. We should be able to just place it right over here and exactly the same. I am going to actually have to finish building the bottom, but that's neither here nor there. I want to give you guys a view of the top of it, but I need night vision, and this armor only gives you night vision in the water, so let's get out of here. So this is what we're looking like so far. It's not crazy, but I think what's really going to tie it together is what we can do with the kelp and the plant life. I think that's really going to do stuff here. I do want to. I don't know if there's. What are you holding? No, no shell. Never mind. So there's one thing I don't know, and that's if there is or isn't. Let me stop flying. I want to see if there is or isn't. Oh, I was like, why am I not floating? It's because there is no floating here. Okay, so we do have bedrock down here. I wanted like a giant pit in the like. If you guys have seen the Rise of the Silver Surfer movie, my favorite Marvel movie, Silver Surfer creates these little holes in the water and stuff, and it looks real neat. But maybe able to do something like that, but it's not going to lead to just the void like I wanted to. So probably gonna. Oh, look, there they go. This is accidentally like the best bat farm I've created, honestly. I don't know. I'm just really enjoying the atmosphere down here. It's like I'm living in a screensaver, a pokey screensaver, but a screensaver nonetheless. And yeah, I don't want to spend the rest of the series just building on this place. I do want to do some other stuff. I have some farm ideas. I think I've mentioned an emerald farm that I hope I can figure out. That one should be interesting if I can actually get it to work. And then we need a wither farm so we can get wither skeletons so we can blah 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 blah. But yeah, I think, and then every now and then we're gonna build a little bit of stuff, and this obviously has to not be cobblestone. I didn't mention that. I gotta find something snailier. But this is probably gonna be the thumbnail, something like that. And so let me know what you think. I've obviously got some work to do. There's a lot of things that need to change and be built up and moved around. But there's stuff. We got sand. I got a lot of sand. I got like 20,000 sand. We can do stuff. Bye. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, or my only hope. Oh, this is seagrass.